Welcome back, everyone. Not sure if you caught that golf tournament last weekend, the World Golf Championships at Doral, but if you did, you would have seen Tiger Woods put on a great display of putting, and he ended up winning the golf tournament by 2 strokes over Steve Stricker, and a big key to his victory was his putter. He only ended up needing 100 putts over 4 rounds of golf, and for Tiger, that's a career low. It's the best he's ever putted in competitive golf over 4 rounds, and to average 25 putts per round is really, really good. You know, most guys at that level, to have a good week, they're looking at averaging 27 or 28 putts per round. So what Tiger did was really good. And a big reason for him, get hot with his putter was his good buddy Steve Stricker, who ended up finishing second, helped him with his putting the day before the tournament, and they tweaked a couple things. And that's what we're talking about today in this week's Golf Tip of the Week. We're talking about the importance of and how influential that the fundamentals are on not only the putting stroke but also on the full swing. What Stricker did with Tiger is they tweaked his grip just a little bit, they tweaked his setup just a bit as well, and then they moved his ball position around just a little. But they stuck to the fundamentals, the grip, the setup, ball position, all of those things. They know that if they can get into the right fundamentals, that whatever they do before they hit a shot or before they make a stroke on the ball, whatever they do before, directly influences what happens during the stroke. So if it's good enough for them to make sure that all their fundamentals are correct before they pull that trigger, it should be no different for any one of us. And that's the main focus here today. Is as long as we still have time before the course opens up, is we want to check our grip, check our posture, our ball position, our alignment, and to make sure all those things are ready to go before you get back out on the course. Because if you don't, you're only going to ingrain bad habits, and you're going to have to develop compensations within your swing or your putting stroke, which is not going to be very good. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a little bit of the grip, what Tiger did with his grip. Basically what was happening with Tiger's grip is that his left hand was starting to become a little bit too strong. What I mean by that is his left hand was turning too far to the right, too far to his right on the grip, which put the grip too much in his fingers. And when the grip becomes too much in the fingers of the hand, the face it starts to lose its stability, basically, and it starts to twist a little bit more back and forth. And you're not only it's going to wreak havoc on the direction in which your ball starts, but it's going to affect the distance control that you have over that ball. Being able to judge how it's going to come off the face. So in order to create stability, I recommend moving or taking your left-hand grip and trying to put it more in the palm. And basically the key here is to take the lifeline, that curved line right here, the lifeline on your hand, and to put it more, on the side of the grip, or on the side edge, the top left edge of that grip is where you want your lifeline to kind of go down. So you're going to feel, when you do it right, you're going to feel as if the putter is laying more in the palm of your left hand. What that does is going to stabilize the face a little bit, and it's also going to take some wrist action out of your stroke. It means putting, we don't want a whole lot of wrist action going on. So it's going to stabilize the face even more. So the second thing that Steve Stricker and Tiger worked on was the setup. What was happening in Tiger's setup is that what he was doing with his full swing was trickling down into his putting setup. In his full swing, he's been working on over the last couple years of having a little bit more of an open setup with his feet, in order to create the path that he wants with that golf club. So over time, his full swing setup was becoming his putting setup. So his putting, his feet were starting to open up, and they were starting to point to the left of his target line, and so his putter was starting to kind of follow that direction just a little bit, enough to influence the direction and also his distance control. So what I recommend over this next a few weeks, or to give yourself some time while we're still going through a little bit of a winter period, is to work on stuff indoors and to set down some device here. I have 2 alignment rods, And this here is set up for alignment. I want to set my feet, my knees, my hips, my shoulders, and my eyes all square, all parallel to that line. That's going to help me with my alignment. And this alignment aid is to indicate my ball position, to make sure that my ball position is correct. I want that ball position forward or just forward of the center of my stance to make sure I put a good roll on that ball. You know, and feel free to go ahead and put a mirror right in front of you so you can check your posture a little bit, and check, you know, how you are setting up to that ball, and you can also check your grip with that. But tweak that a little bit and work with it, because we do have the time yet to work on it, and it's going to make, you know, by the time you get out and start playing, it's going to help you develop better habits, put a better stroke on the ball, help your distance and your direction. So, you know, like I said earlier, is that if it's good enough for the best players in the world, it's good enough for any one of us to make sure that our fundamentals are correct every time, because whatever you do before every stroke is directly going to influence that stroke itself, and it's going to directly influence good or bad habits. And if you have to make compensations on that stroke or not. So try that out. Give yourself some reps with it. Get yourself off on the right foot, you know, on the greens this year, and lower your scores. Have a good week.